It's the kind of song that you sing when your salary remains the same, but the prices in the shops are going up. It's the kind of song that you sing when 2 days after getting paid, your bank account is at 0. And you're like, how though? It's the kind of song that you sing when your landlord is just too much. You know, they just wake up in the morning, they decide to increase the rent. So all you gotta do is you go up to them and you just say this. Say, why stronger than Shakadagi? Say, why it's a funga takata say, inida fita, hungana tita, honey talk shura kwete. Inida fita, hungana tita, honey talk shura kwete. It's driving me insane, treating me and you, babe. Is this how my life should go? You're making this a strain, you're putting me in chains.
It's important for our Voice to Rap participants to know that they're joining Voice to Rap cohorts in Nigeria, in Liberia, and a few other places. And the hope is that by the end of your time in the Voice to Rap competition, you'd have connected with some of your colleagues in those particular areas and, where it is possible, collaborated. But we are a translocal network. We are present in at least 11 countries. We make it our business to try to make governance work for the people. That is our mission. So if you're looking for the mission of Accountability Lab, it is to make governance work for the people.
One of the things that we now want to see is the talenta, you know, because the guys from the previous group really did go out of their way and they produced a stellar album. They were great. So we hope that you guys also feel the pressure, positive pressure, and actually produce something amazing. But one of the things I also wanted to just mention about Voice to Rap that McDonald has already said in a way is the concept is Zimbabwe is young. We have a very young population in our country. And a lot of us Zimbabweans are creatives. You're poets, you're musicians, you're filmmakers, you're whatever it is that you are. But there's a majority of young people in Zimbabwe that are talented. But in a lot of instances, they don't have the resources to refine their art. They don't have the resources to get their music out there. So Voice to Rap comes in to kind of provide that space for young people. It might not be 1,000 young people every year, but the concept is just being able to identify young people across communities in the country that have a voice and want to use that voice to kind of drive social accountability issues in our country.
I don't want to see like people being two-sided. I don't want to see double standards on anything. If it's going to be done to one person, let it be done to the next. If you can't do it to the next, then just don't do it.
Thank you. I was here to interact with creatives, with upcoming creatives, to have conversations around defining activism and perhaps talking about how we can infuse activism in creative work and actually effect social change. Because activism, there's a goal, there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. So you're not just on Twitter complaining, but because you want to see reforms, for example, a new policy, or you want to see action.
Make sure you entry to the next part, clean.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'm thinking about the time that I met you at a party with my friends in the ghetto. You was looking really fine, deep inside I was dying to be vibing on your level. I approach you like a man, so to hold you, and I told you about my life and my battles. And you seem to understand all the voices in my head that was spinning in a circle. You seem to understand the depression that I had and the demons I was fighting.
So I think he's gonna go a lower octave in response to the
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And I couldn't. Can you just bring it again? So for the last time.
Yeah.
My husband and I are both in the financial services sector. I'm an auditor. So I was an accountant before I became an auditor, and he's a banker. So there's some things that we know that we take for granted that we think everybody else knows. The same way you probably have your things that you know that you assume everyone knows, but it's unique to you because you're creative. So we are passionate about financial freedom. Financial freedom is just having peace of mind and knowing that you have planned your finances to the best of your ability, right? That you are not sleeping, you are not having sleepless nights thinking, okay, I owe so and so much, or I can't afford to pay for this, or if something happens to me today, I don't even have $1 extra to do anything for myself. So with you being creatives, I think there's a lot of pressure.
So also think outside music. Go farming, there's a lot of land available in Zimbabwe. We are surprised to see a lot of whites, they come here to farm. None of us guys, black guys, want to go farming. Probably of late we've seen a little bit of activity, but the majority of people who are in farming, they are the whites, and that's where the money is for them.
We've just had a financial literacy session with the Voice to Rep contestants. It's just knowing that they have to plan for their finances in years to come, and that, like everything in life, success in their finances comes with a lot of planning and thoughts.
Cool guys, so my name is Comrade Fatso. My name is Sam Paramondo, but I'm more commonly known as Comrade Fatso. I'm the creative director at Pagama Network. Sorry that I couldn't be there in person. I'm back in Harare in a few weeks' time. But I know the house that you're in is fantastic. I was there last year when Samantha was organizing the first program. It's such a great creative space.
For a little longer, just a little longer, may I please just be a kid? For a little longer, just a little longer. Nitambe for a little longer, ndikude for a little longer, ndifare for a little longer, nditambe for a little longer, ndikude for a little longer, ndifare for a little longer.